Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome to Scrap Mechanic. That's right. I've had my eye on this game for quite some time, actually. I think they were just releasing early access when I saw it, and I was like, very interesting, very, very promising. But they had only creative mode. And I remember watching the trailers for it and watching the Steam page for it, and they had only creative mode. I'm not a big creative mode person. I'm not very creative, period. I know how to build stuff, I know how to fix stuff, I know how to make stuff do its thing, but unless you enjoy board cubes, and you've seen this with a lot of my other playthroughs if you've watched anything on my channel, it's all squares and boxes and function over fashion. Now, I've created a character. I already created a game yesterday, and I played for a few hours. But I have created a character, and I'm quite happy with this character. But you will notice one thing. This character has the feminine, that's right, the female role. The hairs are different for the character. I'm kind of a long hair and that sort of thing. But here's the funny thing. This is how you know the difference between a male and a female dwarf. It's all in the size of the beard. Now, what that does mean is, of course, if I torso, there we go. If I take the top off, I'm rocking a really sexy tank top, sports bra kind of thing. And I think I have a bigger butt, and that's about it. So, yeah, no real difference in the character. I kind of like this beard. I was trying on the other one, the big monster bush beard. This is me in the wintertime. This is me in the summertime. And since it's summertime, there we go. So, let's get into this game. Now we're going to start a whole new game for CowTube. New game. Now I've already got playtime 6 hours on that game, so I'm fairly familiar with most of the new stuff. A lot of it is spent exploring. Now there are two problems with Scrap Mechanic that I have currently with the current build of Scrap Mechanic. Problem number one, if I go underwater, my sounds get all glitched out and buggy. So whenever I swim, I'm going to have to do so and then stop and reset the game. The other problem is loading the game, starting the game, sometimes takes 3 or 4 attempts. So I think my sound settings should be fairly good, but I don't know. Now, if you've been like me and been binge watching this game for the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks, you should have a fairly good scene of what's going on. We're kind of crashed. There's no storyline yet. Like, the story hasn't been implemented, I'm guessing. The reason we ended up here, why we ended up in a crash ship, why we have trapped farmers and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's all. All that story is to come. So what we're gonna do is, I'm still, I'm not a big keyboard person, keyboard and mouse control person, but there we go. That's okay, we'll make do. Now I'm just going to, of course, take apart everything. So I'm going to strip this thing down. Oh, you can't click and drag with this for some reason. Okay, clean that up. We got piles of dirt here. We'll take that in a bit. I'm not overly concerned. Well, actually, I want this and this mesh. Most of the stuff here I'm not really worried about. I will come back and deal with it later. So we're going to put these seeds back here. And I think I had some dirt as well. I'm really kind of only interested in a couple of things. Now you can do, they finally fixed it, that you can pick these plots up, and if you want, you can grow produce. I like that you only have to go into the water to fill. I mean, there is a filling animation that you can use if you wanted, I suppose. Okay, let's empty that crap out of our inventory. Let's go put out some fires. And I will do a little bit of exploring here. Basically, this seems to be fairly linear in its thing. The crash tile has exactly the same assets no matter what. You go up that road, there's a battery on the top of that thing. There's a POI just over the hill that you will want to go into. I thought I filled that. Okay. I'll be back. But I'm looking for, well, basically I want to look for as a spot to start building from, right from the word go. Because to get certain resources, particularly the weapons, I have to go trade with these farmers. And that it's not something that you can do just with salvaging. Now this crash ship, I haven't figured out how to get this open yet. Even when you put power on here, this is still locked. So I'm guessing that when they finally introduce the story, the backstory, all that stuff, which I'm assuming is coming, then this will finally unlock. You'll get this and you'll be like, okay, here's your quest log, here's your duties, your tasks, whatever it is you're gonna do. So that'll come. grab these. Now, I have crawled up on top of this ship in the past on my last playthrough or last test game. There is no interactable anything on the top of the ship. There's nothing out there of interest. Just in case you're like me wondering, is there anything up there? Well, there isn't. So I'll save you about 15 minutes of me jumping around and climbing. Bearing, and there's my first little farm. Oh, dude, how's it going? Why don't you come over here? I'm kind of hooked on these trees. There you go, have a smack in the face. Oops. Oh, I'm hooked on a feeling. Alright, let's run down the path, take care of the getting the battery. Before I get too carried away with exploring. Yes, I know I missed crates. I'll be back to pick them up because I'm going to come back down this path. I only have so many minutes before dark. It's basically you get X amount of time and then it's dark. I don't know if I'm going to see any fun guys down here, but take a quick looky-loo. But as I said, there's a POI just over the hill there. And there should be two little those little tote boxes in here at the top of this floor. Dude, you lost your head. Gasoline, circuit boards. This is scrap metal. This is something you're going to need to collect a lot of, at least until you get the ability to build better equipment and tools. And a big part of this game is actually doing just that. Standing there, smashing robots in the face, and refining parts, and salvaging, scavenging, searching. Especially fairly early on in the game. You will probably spend more time searching for stuff than actually or collecting stuff than actually doing anything productive. So here's the battery we need. Seeds in the sunshake, and I put this fire out last time. I can't remember if there's anything in I don't think there was anything in behind here. Yep, a little bit of gas, and we'll pick up this. Anything up here? I could probably get up onto the roof, but jump. Oh. Okay. Parkour and me are not exactly good friends. I think there is another loot crate up on the roof that I can go for. If I felt the urge to continue climbing. And honestly, I don't. Simply because I am trying to actually record some bit of a entertaining episode. I know probably by now everybody has shown this whole part 100 times. Pick up a few bonus crates on the way back to our crash ship, and we'll get ready for the first night. Now the biggest problem with collecting everything, as you are tempted to do in early game, is you only have so much inventory space, and there is really no way to transport more inventory early on. So you'll end up literally overstuffing your inventory very quickly. Now again, like I said, most of the stuff at the first little bit, everything is all fairly set. Put you there. Well, we'll put you there. Alright, you're going to craft me, right off the bat, a connector tool. Gasoline, okay. There we go. I'll go take that, please. Thank you. And then I need scrap wood to build a driver's seat, and scrap wood and scrap metal to build a gas engine. Volume up so I can hear it. There we go. Okay, my horn's ready. All I need to do is hook it up to a car. So I'm hanging out here because it's dark time. You can't see literally 10 feet in front of you, and I know that when I put this up on YouTube, even the dark time is too dark to see. So I am going to hang out here, and we'll kind of pick it up in the morning here. Okay. And it is now finally morning enough to see. Just around 4 a.m. the sun comes up and it gets bright enough to see. So I want to do a little exploring. I need to collect a bit of wood. I couldn't even see the trees here to hit them at nights, which, I mean, it's kind of irritating, but that's okay. It's a challenge to overcome. And yes, I'm walking away from the directed story plot. Head towards the town, blah, 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 whatever. I want to go exploring. I want to go look around a bit, see what I can find. Now, I have to set my settings here, just so everybody can see what I've got going on here. Display. Graphics. There we go. I have a high-end potato. Actually, I have a low-end potato. In fact, I just have a potato, period. But I have to set the draw distance to very high so I can't see anything, or so I can see stuff, because otherwise it would just be a blank blue screen just outside of my draw range, so I can't see where I'm running to. I don't know what texture filtering is going to do for me, so I just left it on default. I keep my texture quality on medium. And my everything else is off. I hate camera shake. Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I don't play with J.J. Abrams, so yeah, we're not going to do any bloom either. Now, on my last world, I came out here and I had a giant tree literally right here, but you could see a thing off in the distance that had was like an island with a tower or something on it, and I swam out to that tower and I found a gold the gold loot crate, which has some epic loot in it. So the world changes every time you play. It's not the same. Like the tile set piece for landing is the same, but even the resources behind it are different. Literally just over that hill back here, I had a POI, and it's not here now. So it's nice to see that, yeah, you can play this game and then play it again. And hello, cheats. I will take you. Get that one. Get that one. Beeswax is something you will want as game progresses. Oh, I forgot to drop off those seeds. I forgot something. Alright, let's carry on. That's interesting. What the heck is that? Hello. Would you like to play? Oh, hey, no hitting me back. Listen, we're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be nice to me now. Yay, shaving more metal. It doesn't want to let me up there. Okay, we'll try here. Anything else up here? All that work for nothing. That doesn't disappoint, not at all. Alright, back down. Hey, take me with you. There we go. Yes, there is fall damage in this game, but you have to fall from quite a height to actually achieve it. Just a little short drop like that doesn't quite do it. Besides, you're a studly buffed mechanic with the ability to smash trees down with a hammer, so very athletic. I mean, you can go at full bore run for quite some time, and I know myself personally, if I tried running this far, I'd be laying on the ground gasping for oxygen. Now I'm just following the coastline up a little ways. There's a nice little island. Now see, one of the things that happens is when you start to plant, particularly if you plant over 9 crops, which I think they've modified now. If you plant more than less than that, it's actually, I think it's been reduced. But it was if you planted more than 9 crops, then the game went hostile on you. Okay, now I'm swimming, so that means my sounds are going to get messed up. It wasn't intentional, but that's okay. If I turned on ambient noise, I believe, what happens is it sounds like I've got a jet engine flying directly next to your ear. Yeah, it almost blew my speakers out when it first did it because I had the speakers on. Oh my goodness, it was so loud. But after I come out of the water, it's going to sound like I am underwater for all of my sound effects. But I'm very curious to get over to this island and have a look here. Because what I'm thinking of doing for this game is I want to set up a defendable location to actually set up the farming I need. So there's gas. Now we only have a few minutes more before nighttime, and at nighttime I'm going to wrap it up for the day. But we'll grab this clamp. Oops. Oh. Wrong game, cow. Crouch button on another game that I played is C. C on this one changes your camera angle to third person. I am not a big fan of third person. Oh, good. Oh, I do have a... It's braided, but that's fine. Now, these trees are too big to hit. Now, as you can tell, like, the sound is... You know, it's very messed up. And my frames are not bad, but they are a little jerky right now. The only way I can reset the sound is to exit the game or exit back to the load screen and then pick it back up again. Ooh, this one's a breakable tree. Oh, that's nice. Thirsty. I am hoping that they will repair the sound glitch issues here that come with going in the water. It's very annoying, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, there's honey on this island. Okay, here's a sailor. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to clean up this pile of wood. Again, it's just shaving your wood. And it's almost nighttime, as you can see, so very shortly it's going to get completely dark. But this is what I'm kind of thinking of for a base type location. Oh, I got deer running around my yard. That's nice. Just a fairly defendable, easily to cover little island. The little green tote bots swim, but the spiky bots don't. And to come down to this island, they would have to come down off that. Well, they'd spawn over there anyway. They'd spawn in the bushes, and they'd come straight at us. But I think this kind of island here would be very defendable, and it's really close to the starting location. Although it's going to take me a couple of trips to get over here. This is a good starting, like a good location for a base. Now, unfortunately, there's no real way to mark this on a map, but this is the kind of thing that I'm thinking of. Now, the problem is, of course, when you place soil on this grass, the grass clips through the soil. That's something else I kind of hope that they would fix, but it's more of an annoyance than anything groundbreaking. I suppose I could always turn foliage down, but I think I've already got it down to minimum as it sits. So that's going to do it for episode 1 of Scrap Mechanic. As you can see, it is again dark, so dark I can't see. And I'm going to do is between now and next episode, I'm going to head back to the ship and give me that. Thank you. I'll head back to the ship and we will see about getting a starter car going, and maybe we'll do a little bit more exploring. I'm kind of curious what's over there. But hope you're enjoying Scrap Mechanic. Hope to see you on the next episode. Thanks all for watching, and good night for now.